Welcome to Making Poetry Fun Learning Center. This is established for third graders, and the purpose of this learning center is to get the students to understand what poetry is, the different types of poetry, how they can do their own poetry, but at the same time learning the parts of a sentence. The parts of a sentence that we're going to be focusing on would be nouns, possessive pronouns, conjunctions, adjectives, prepositions, and everything that the sentence structure is all about. We will be satisfying text 110.14 for third graders. In this learning center, the goal is to take and create a poem with an imagination. To get the differentiated type of learning possibilities here, we've included books for students to read poetry, such as A Light in the Attic by Shel Silverstein. Or, another Shel Silverstein too, Where the Sidewalk Ends, and hopefully it doesn't end too far. And then we have probably one of my favorites, The Cat on the Mat is Flat. Now, if you can't do a poetry rhyme on that, I don't know what to say. Poetry is not always the easiest thing to do because it is something that is like, I don't know how to do it. Who does poetry? So in order to make it easier for the students to do poetry, what we've done is we've come up with some ideas for them to spark their imagination. One would be to, how about helping them learn to be imaginative. Anyone can be a princess, a king, a queen, even me. Another option is everyone loves the sea, go fishing. But, well, how does a shark and a porpoise and an alligator, how do they mix into a poetry? Then you have the option of finger puppets. Just something to spark the imagination, which is what poetry is all about. So we have 4 different options here. And one other is to spark imagination by using letter dice. To roll the dice and come up with maybe a word, or come up with a letter, or put them in some sort of a fashion to say, like in this case, the word get. So as I met a get, well, I've never met a get that I didn't like. So those are other options too. So our 4 options for Differentiated Learning Center here is for the students to create their own poetry, and even we might want to do a little timer that you've got, go. Remember, figure one out. Create poetry by the dice. Create poetry by imagination. Shark, princess, or queen. Or create poetry identifying different and identifying poetry, or creating poetry identifying the parts of the speech, such as the nouns, prepositions, verbs, and all that. Poetry should be fun. Poetry is imagination. There is no right way of poetry, there is no wrong way of poetry, but to learn how to use the proper use of a sentence structure is the goal here. So on that, we'd like to take and tip our hat to the cat and say goodnight. Poetry's fun.